Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a pretty serious show here. We're going to continue on with the story, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As you know, Ja Morant is the talk of the town right now, and I want to get into some of the comments that Stephen A. Smith had to make yesterday on NBA on ESPN. Now, as you know, yesterday the news broke of Ja Morant being suspended again by the Memphis Grizzlies for yet again having a weapon on Instagram Live, which to me, to this second, is still unbelievable. I mean, I woke up this morning, I was scrolling through TikTok, and Emmanuel Acho from Speak, works for FS1, even he said, I'm done with Ja. There's no defense for this stuff. There's no defense. And I said yesterday when we did that live that a lot of people are going to be discussing this all throughout today. But yesterday, when the story initially broke, on the panel was Mike Greenberg, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, and Jalen Rose. And they were asked to kind of give their take on it, in the moment, because the story had just broke. And what initially happened was Stephen A. Smith said his piece, Jalen Rose said his piece, Mike Wilbon said his piece. But while Mike Wilbon was talking, you could see that Stephen A. Smith was beginning to get irritated. And you could tell that towards the end, he really wanted to say something. And I thought that what he said at the end was absolutely profound. And I thought that it's something that needed to be said. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Stephen A. Smith had to say about the Ja Morant situation. And then we're going to come back and really get into this topic here. Take a listen to that.
It saddens me that this kid cannot get through this stage and see his way through a brighter time. And like Jalen, I'm hopeful it's going to happen. But who's going to help lead him?
Well,
who's going to help get him there?
Wilbon, let me chime in, bro. I got to stop, y'all. Enough's enough. Jalen, to you first. My brother, I need you to give yourself a lot of credit. Yes, you've made mistakes in your life, but you didn't know. You weren't forewarned. You lived your life, you made the mistakes, and then ultimately you corrected them, whatever those mistakes may be. Ja Morant was warned. Ja Morant was given a pass. Months ago, they let you know 8-game suspensions. Months ago, they let you know $600,000. Months ago, you put your team in jeopardy, the franchise in jeopardy, your future endorsement and opportunities in jeopardy. Months ago, not years ago, months ago. And the NBA called you up to the league office the day you spoke to him. You sat down with Adam Silver, and he said, yo, what you doing here? Let's make sure we don't do this again. And here we are in the off season, and you're doing that. And here's the crime with all of this. Because Wilbon, I'm gonna bring this up. Understand right now, we the villains. You the villain, Jalen. You the villain, Wilbon. I'm the villain. Why? Because we're sitting up there and we're saying, excuse me, be careful. You got a whole future. Your future is yours. The world is yours, man. We're looking out for brothers. We're trying to tell them, listen. Watch it. The power of choice is a very, very powerful thing. Make sure you choose carefully who you have around you, who's going to safeguard you, who's going to help you protect you by making sure you avoid the things that you need to avoid. And by us looking out and trying to help out, we're villainized because we are willing to tell you the truth. That's the world he's living in. That's the world a lot of these guys are living in. Because God forbid that somebody tells you the truth so you can shield yourself so you can avoid the kind of things that'll find us on national television talking about you in this way. Second gun issue. Why are you walking around with a gun in broad daylight? What kind of life are you living? Who are you hanging around? What are you subjecting yourself to that you got to worry about what the hell is going on in your life? These are legitimate questions to be asked. It doesn't make us the villain. We're trying to look out. He just doesn't want to listen. And I find it a bit more than coincidental that the not listening part has kicked in after you got 5 years, potentially $231 million guaranteed. When you were looking for the bag, we didn't hear about this. Once you got it, now we see it on video. Not once, but twice. Come on, y'all. Come on.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. He mentioned a few things. First of all, I like the fact that he brought up to Jalen Rose, yeah, but wait a minute. You were 23 years old too. You were a young guy too. And you weren't doing any of this. And I think it's important that he brought up that point because now it seems like what we're trying to do is give Ja the out of, well, he's a young guy. Well, is he really? Ja Morant is 23 years old. He is a working adult that works for professional for a professional league. You know he pays taxes, right? You know he makes millions of dollars. You know he's a parent, right? That's not no little small boy. That's not a kid at all. He's a grown adult. Number one. Number two, it sends the message that all 23-year-olds are dumb. And it's not the truth whatsoever. My younger brother, he's 23. He's starting a job. He just actually got his master's. Congratulations. Shout out to you, Ruben. Congratulations to you, man. He just got his master's. He's starting his job this month at Goldman Sachs. He's 23 years old. And I never had any issues with, and I remember talking to him, and I brought up a joke with him. I'm like, hey, Ruben, man. He was like, and my little brother's a big guy. He's like, well, how tall is he? Like 6'9". He's a big guy. And I said, Ruben, what would you do like if somebody tried to, this or this, whatever, jump you? He was like, I'll just call the police on him. He's like, what do I look like fighting with some riffraffs? I said, Ruben, as tall as you are, you talking about? It's like, I can be involved with the nonsense, but I can be out here fighting with some riffraffs and all of that. It's like, I said, okay. What am I saying? The point I'm making is there are plenty of 23, 24, 22-year-olds that got their stuff together, that got their heads screwed on properly. That are not out there talking a bunch of nonsense and doing a bunch of foolishness. In the case of Ja Morant, I don't understand what the issue is. That's number one. Number two, Stephen A. Smith brought up another pertinent point, which was, wait a second. Why did Ja go on this apology tour? Why did he go to this facility in Florida? Why did he go speak to who? Jalen Rose. Take us all down this long. He took us all for a nice long walk up BS Street. He took us all there. We were all holding hands. We were all humming together. Oh, while Ja was singing, you know I'm a changed man. He just took us all for a very nice long walk. He said, why did this repeat itself after he got his money? Why did it repeat himself? And he's like, well, I'm sure some people are like, well, you have to he got his bag. Really? So wait a second. So he got $200 million. Wouldn't you behave yourself to ensure you get the most out of your NBA career? So you get the $200 million and you just rest on your laurels, and then you start doing idiotic things that can now possibly cause. What if the Memphis Grizzlies void his contract? What if the Memphis Grizzlies decide to void Ja Morant's contract? Then what? Then what? This situation is unbelievable, because I'm sitting here wondering what exactly is going through Ja's mind. Why would okay, I'm trying to picture it myself. I'm worth, let's say Ja Morant is worth $100 million for conversation's sake. I'm worth $100 million. I play for a professional sports team. Why in God's name would I need to carry a firearm? Why in God's name would I need to do that? Now, some people say you want to protect yourself. Why wouldn't I hire the best security in the world? If you're at that level and you can't hire security that can make you feel protected, then there's something about the way you live your life. There is something about the way you live your life that is drawing a lot of vitriol towards you. Because there are a lot of rich people that ain't living like that. I was just watching that Lakers game 6. Do you know the people that were sitting in the front row? Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world. Do you think Elon Musk needs to walk around with a tool on his waist? And he got more money than everybody. He had more money than everybody in the arena, plus the building. But why doesn't he walk around? The way you carry yourself draws a particular energy to you. Let's just be real. If you're walking around trying to portray this tough guy image, then people are going to test you. Are you an idiot? What do you think? If you're walking around acting like I'm the toughest gorilla in the jungle, dudes are not going to feel that. And they're going to be like, okay, so you feel you all of that. Let me see what dude is about. I'll give you guys a quick funny story and we close it out here. One of my uncles. And anyway, one of my uncles, I was talking to him at one of these, like a eatery or whatever. And one of the guys that he knows is an accountant who works at that place. It's a really short dude, really short dude. The guy comes in, literally, the accountant. He's walking like this, right? Like, I don't even know how to use, like a really short dude walking like this. And my uncle goes, yo, what's up with that walk? And the guy starts laughing. He's like, you walking in here like as if you about to, I don't know what you're doing with that walk. The point I'm making to you is that if you portray yourself in a certain way, you're going to draw a lot of negativity to you. And to me, I don't understand why Jai needs to feel the reason to walk. Have you seen some of these other celebrities move around? Wait, have you seen P. Diddy move around? Have you seen his security detail? Have you seen it? I'll be damned if I'm worth $100 million and I got to walk around with a tool on my waist when I got all this money to get myself some security so I can have some peace of mind. Why would I be doing that? To me, the situation is just absolutely incredible. Incredible. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.